ní Monday June 21 àbẹ̀wò sódò ọmọ aláìníyà Bible quiz Tuesday June 22 sí Thursday June 24 ní ìsọjí alágbára láago 5 ìrọ̀lẹ́ lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn onísọjí evangelist Ọláyẹmí Maxwell, supreme evangelist Solomon Adédèjì, most supreme evangelist Jade Nunayan, CCC International Headquarters Rep. Friday June 25 ní anniversary service láago 10 òwúrọ̀ tó ń ti àṣálẹ́yìn láago 10 àṣálẹ́ mọ́júmọ́ kẹlẹ́lẹ́ pẹ̀lú CCC Rainbow Choir ebe ìdòsòmọ́ mega 99 D-Rain tó ń tọ̀pọ̀ akọrin mìíràn Sunday June 27 láṣọpẹ́ ìkórè tó ń ti títajà ìkórè láago 10 òwúrọ̀ nínú àgbàlá ìjọ Celestial Church of Christ Rainbow Cathedral Ojú Ẹkùn Road off Alawa Akala Expressway New Garage Ìbàdàn. Fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé 002-329-5292 olú ìkórè ìrètí yín o.
Engineer ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o.
Yes sir.
Adigun òun náà rèé o ṣé wọn náà rí pé ọkọjá ara dáradára ilé la kọ́ lọ́dà bíi paradise ọ̀pọ̀ gidi gan nígbà tá a bá sì fi rí bí ọ̀sẹ̀ mélòó kan sí ìsìn èmi kíní ó ti kó lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ yín tẹ́nàntì.
Àyìndé la ní n wò lòdò nílẹ̀ débi tọ́wọ́ akọ́rùlé tọ́wọ́ yàmísírù agbègbè tọ́ yáàyè báyìí.
Wọ́n má bí ẹni jẹ́ ń kó ẹ̀sán. A máa ṣe pé ń ṣàlàyé fún ọlọ́dún tó kọjá ni. pé gbajúgbajà iléeṣẹ́ alára àgbà yìí dání Design Bricks Homes and Property ní iléeṣẹ́ tí ń talẹ̀ lọ́nà rọrùn ń bí mo já ọ sí pé ní Design Bricks Homes and Property wọ́n gbà kí èèyàn máa sanwó lẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí 5,000 sókè. Wọ́n ń fún èèyàn ní búlọ̀kù àti sẹ́mọ́ǹtì téèyàn ó fi kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ foundation náà kódà tó fi mọ́ red copy survey lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Torí ẹ̀ mo fi ní kí wọ́n ní ọmọ náà gẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́dún 2021 yìí àǹfààní promo lóníranran àti pabambari ti free roofing ìyẹn bíbá ni kan lé ẹni lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Ìgbà ọ̀tun ló dé yìí ìwọ náà tètè kàn sí wọn láti alẹ̀ tiẹ̀ láwọn estate wọn tó wà ní Ìbàdàn, Abẹ́òkúta, Ṣàgámù, Mòwe àti Níjẹ̀bú. Ìwọ ṣá ti pè wọ́n sórí aago wọn 090-393-75110.
Wo jẹ́ǹdé Design Bricks báyìí èmi náà fẹ́ báyé jókòó parí lálọ́ọ̀dù.
Adigun àjọsọ àtàdéhùn bẹ́ẹ̀ o.
báwọn èèyàn kan bá sọ pé àgbàdo ò lè bólókò rìn àrókádún èpè kọ́ kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè wà láyé tí ò ní nígbà kan tí èèyàn sòjòjò kọ́dún tó parí o. bẹ́ẹ̀ nínú jíjẹ mímu àti lílo ara nílòkulò ó lè ṣokùnfà àwọn àìlera pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ oríkèé ara pẹ̀lú dáńgbórókún ríro ní gbogbo ìgbà kéèyàn ó jókòó kọ́ máa nà pàpà nítorí ara ríro ìgbàrúkọ ẹlòmíì ò ṣeé ṣẹ́gbòkígbòkí láì tí ì tán ọgbọ̀n ọdún torí yín ni o egbògi kátàkìtì ńlọ́ba gbogbo òṣòro wọ̀nyí wọ̀ yá àjàkadì kátàkìtì herbal capsule torúkọ rẹ̀ ń rò bíi bàbí ara ríro kátàkìtì capsule ó ti dé ìjàkadì tí bá ìsàn wọ̀ yá àjà bákan náà kókó bit herbal capsule náà rèé o òun dúró fún àwọn àrùn tó lè bá agodo ikùn wọ̀yá àjà aturat kokobit ní kò gbẹlura Islamic Heritage Herbal Clinic ló ṣe number 40 àgbéga olúwa street ìdíàhùn bus stop ẹgbẹ́dẹ àtúbà road Ìbàdàn àwọn alágbàtà káàkiri Nàìjíríà tẹlifon 070-8575-7247 070-8575-7247 o lè rí katakite àti kokobit herbal capsule rà ní gbogbo ilé ìtajà káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà bọ̀ bára yí padà láàrin ọjọ́ mẹ́ta lọ rí dókítà rẹ o.
When the people became silent,
the government became oppressive. It's time to lend your voice to politics.
On 32 FM 94.9.
Safasa pelisizo simnyama Iwasafa Isizo saba
It's a beautiful Saturday morning in the city of Ibadan. So I'm saying good morning to you. This is 18 minutes past 8 a.m. today, the 19th day of June 2021. And you're welcome to another edition of the Podium on the station that fills the air with laughter, 32 FM 94.9. My name is HEZEKIAH AKINRINDE, your regular host, and I'm glad to be back here again. I opened the program today with two songs that are very, very important, with very deep messages for the state of Nigeria and, of course, Oyo State. Redemption song was the first that came because Nigeria is struggling to get on the path to redemption. The journey hasn't even begun because hypocrisy, lies, fraud are still the mainstay of our political interactions as a people and as a country. You'd recall I've said it several times on this program that I'm not comfortable referring to Nigeria as a nation. Nigeria is a country that has many nations within it. But even at that, the cord that is supposed to bind those nations together and make them one indivisible unit is broken. It's been broken several times, broken in several places, broken by several people. But the government of the day has done nothing by way of nothing to even assuage the fears that Nigeria could be heading for a very huge fall. European nations and the West at large have called it a day on Nigeria, saying that Nigeria might break up sooner than later. You'd recall that prior to the 2015 elections, the United States of America embarked on the process of evacuating her citizens from Nigeria. A plane was said to have landed in Ghana, waiting for Nigeria to go up in flames so that they could come in and just pick their people away from a country that had turned on itself. More recently, security challenges have spiraled out of control. Oyo State is not left out of this malaise. And then several solutions are being proffered by experts, by watchers, by observers, and even by those who know next to nothing about security. You know, when there's a problem in the house of a big man, even the security guard has a solution to prefer. And then you keep asking the question, what does Nigeria have to do to get out of the mess in which she has found herself? The second song I played was Fire on the Mountain by Asha. It is a prophetic song. If you consider, in fact, it becomes more important if you consider that the song is more than a decade old, more than 10 years old already. And every word, every verse, every stanza in that song is apt in describing what Nigeria is doing to itself. One day, this river will overflow, and there will be nowhere for us to go. And we will run, and run, wishing we had put out the fire. Everybody is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. It is foolish to play politics with the problem of the country or the problems of the country. It is stupid, and I'm not sorry to say that, to sit back and play party politics when the country is burning and when Oyo State is falling apart because of security issues. Whether you like it or not, this is where you live. And like I told a friend about 2 weeks ago, when this comes home to roost, nobody will ask you whether you're of the PDP or APC or you are a fencist or you are not even interested in politics. Because danger, crime, death, pain, loss, deprivation does not know party affiliation. It's a beautiful morning today. We're going to have a very serious discussion on issues around governance and security in Oyo State. And I'll be speaking with the Chief Press Secretary to the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Mr. Taiwo Adisa, in a moment. I ask you to sit back as I play one more song, Pete Pete, by Nice, featuring Asha, while I get the CPS on the phone. Please don't go anywhere. The discussion today is very critical.
ọjọ́ rẹ̀ bí àná dàgbò òmìnira 1960 nígbà yẹn things easy gẹ́gẹ́ bọ́n ṣe wí darúgbó tó mi dán lòdùnú pàtí gbòmìnira òmìnira ìdí dàbí ẹ̀wọ̀ náírà wá ìlú polúkúrú mùsù ewé tàgbà ló jẹyàn wọn níṣu abẹ́ orí ewé rí ṣùgbọ́n ẹ ò fẹ́ wí abẹ́ orí àgbà ẹ̀rí àtẹnujẹ ló fẹ́ pa yín pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ taná ní ìpọ̀pá ẹni bá tàgbà kó lọ mọ́ ọ̀tẹ̀ ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ máa sùn ẹ bá sọ pé ò mọ kankan ẹ̀yìn àrò lẹ́ máa wà ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ wá ṣẹlẹ̀.
All right, this is a public announcement. We just got information that there is a dead body lying in front of First Bank beside UI. The First Bank branch that is beside UI, there's a dead body lying in front of that place. We're calling on relevant authorities to please attend to this matter so that they can quickly take that dead body off the road. Again, there's a dead body lying in front of First Bank. Relevant authorities, First Bank beside University of Ibadan. Relevant authorities, please attend to this. All right, so that I can manage my time well, I have the Chief Press Secretary to the Oyo State Governor on the phone already. Mr. Taiwo Adisa. Mr. Adisa, good morning. Can't hear him. Are you there? Hello? Okay, I guess it's okay. Just a second, we'll rectify this. Mr. Adisa, good morning, sir. Hello, Mr. Adisa. He's still on the line. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Adisa. Can you hear me? All right, I think the technical issues are sorted. Good morning, Mr. Adisa. Hello? Oh. Can you hear me, sir? Hello?
Hello?
Okay, can you hear me now? All right, I apologize for the technical issues. Can you hear me now, sir?
Mr.
Adisa, are you there?
This problem has happened before.
Are you with me? Good morning. Okay, I'm going to apologize to listeners and, of course, viewers on YouTube. We'll try to resolve this technical challenge in a moment. In the meantime, I think I'll continue to play that song by Asha and Nice. It's a song I want to play at this time.
Láì sọ̀rọ̀ gidi lọ sọ, ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní láì ló sọ. Aláti fi lákàyèsí ká sọ̀rọ̀ síbi tọ̀rọ̀ wá. Ṣé bẹ́lẹ̀ máa sùn o?
Ṣé bẹ́lẹ̀ máa sùn?
Èèyàn lẹ́ máa wà.
Ṣé bẹ́lẹ̀ máa sùn?
Mẹ́wàá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ o. Ṣé bẹ́lẹ̀ máa sùn o? Ẹ bá wo ṣẹ́jú wa kan o. Èèyàn lẹ́ máa wà o. Mẹ́wàá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ o.
Bódà sí kòbó yẹn, wọ́n wá sádùúgbò, wọ́n aṣọ ọmọ jẹ́ẹ́jẹ́. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan wọlé tán, gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ tán jẹ́ láwọ̀ kẹ́ṣẹ́. Tó bá tún ṣe wẹ́rẹ́, lásìkò bò wọ́n ní kọ́dọ̀ tó lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀. Wọ́n á ṣẹ̀nu mẹ́rẹ́, kàlùkàlù gbé nǹkan mi ṣẹ̀nu wúyẹ́. Làbí tún ti wọlé, ta ló dìbò fún? Pàṣán tàbí iná yálé, òǹbẹ lórí àjà fún. Ọ̀dọ́ ẹ̀ lọ tún ra mú. Ẹ má jọ pàpọ̀ ní funfun. Fún yín, mo wí tèmi.
Àṣepé kan kò sí o, àṣepamọ́ ló wà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
Àṣesílẹ̀
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
wá gbà. Èmi yóò tí kú, mo sì lè ṣiṣẹ́, mo sì lè fọwọ́ ẹ̀wọ́, mo sì lè túlẹ̀ mi ṣe yìí.
Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀lẹ̀ máa sùn? Ṣé bá sọ pé ò mọ nǹkan kan? Ẹ̀yin àrùn lẹ́ máa wá. Lẹ́wọ̀n wá ṣẹlẹ̀ o. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀lẹ̀ máa sùn? Ṣé ẹ̀yin kò ṣẹ́jú àkàn? Ẹ̀yin àrùn lẹ́ máa wá. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀lẹ̀ máa ṣẹlẹ̀ o? Lẹ́ máa sùn.
All right, please let me apologize again. You know the way technology can be at times. Okay, Mr. Adisa, good morning. Can you hear me at this point? Oh. Hello? Hello?
Safasa pelisizo simnyama Iwasafa Isizo saba Kavula mo Heniko kelize Wemaye wemodo Safasa pelisizo simnyama Iwasafa Isizo saba Kavula mo Heniko kelize
All right.
I can see you.
You can hear me now, Mr. Taiwo?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic. Okay, great. So let's get to it. All right. Final apologies for the troubles to Mr. Taiwo Adisa and, of course, listeners and viewers at home. So I have the Chief Press Secretary to the Executive Governor of your state, Mr. Taiwo Adisa, on phone. Formally now. Good morning, Mr. Adisa.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. And good morning to our listeners at home.
Okay, the governor has just marked 2 years of his administration. How would you rate the performance of the governor?
Yeah, well, some people will say if I come out with my rating, some people will say, oh, what do you expect? Somebody scoring himself. But going by the facts and figures on ground, it won't just be a matter of somebody scoring himself. But I will tell you that the governor has performed excellently well. He has mapped out 4 key pillars for his administration. And in all those 4 key pillars of health, economy, education, and security, he has done very well. He has continued to push and push and push so that the sky will not just be the limit. It will just be the beginning. And you can see it, over 600 schools rehabilitated or rebuilt or reconstructed within the last 2 years. Good number of roads. You can see the Monia Sharing Road, 65-kilometer road, fixed already and completed. You can see Adamasimba Stadium wearing a new look. You can see the Ajia Airport Road with Sport to Amoluku also being fixed. You can see the first concrete road in Ibadan and the water new landfill. Already, the road is already being fixed and the water landfill already functioning. You can see the light up project in all across Oyo State. You can see the Under G Road in Ogumosho, close to Lautech. You can see Lautech itself coming back to life because it's been recovered for your state. And I can tell you, the people who are managing Lautech told us that this year, their admission this year was the most competitive because a lot of people changed to change their first choices to Lautech, and it became a problem for them. The cutoff mark of Lautech across courses this year appeared to be the highest in the country so far, because of the competitiveness the governor has brought into it, because of his being able to recover the school for your state. And then everybody is assured that when you go for a 5-year course in LATEC, you will end within 5 years, not 10 years, not 12 years as it used to be. And so all those coupled with the welfareistic nature of welfareist nature of the government, of the governor, in terms of payment of pensioners, a lot of pensioners who have been held down since 2010. I mean, their pensions, their gratuities have been cleared. The gratuities have been cleared from 2009, 2010 to, as we speak now, 2015. And the government has now decided that, okay, instead of clearing the backlog of some other people and leaving those people who retire within our own tenure, so let's also start clearing part of those people who retire within our own tenure from 2019, and so that when we clear 1 year of the backlog, we also clear 1 year of our own administration. So that's the policy right now. And just this week, another set of gratuities were paid. So it's a continuous thing, over 500 million every month to clear both the local government pensioners gratuities, and then the main state gratuity. So it's a matter of continuously upping the game in Oyo State, and I won't stop.
All right. The reports of IGR for 2020 was released sometime in April, and then Oyo State emerged the second most improved IGR-driven state in the federation, just behind Ebonyi State. So year on year, Oyo State's IGR position was said to have increased by almost 40%. Now, the question is, what are the facts behind the numbers?
Well, it's good that we're talking in figures now. We're talking in figures that cannot be impeached because these figures were pushed out by statutory bodies that have been recognized globally. Nigerian National Bureau of Statistics in Nigeria is globally recognized. The processes are calibrated by and the World Bank and IMF. All of them are comfortable with their figures. And so Oyo State grew by as much as 42% within the time frame we are talking about. And that's because of seriousness in taking a lot of people back into the tax net. The governor said, I don't want to burden our people with new taxes. I will not harass anybody with taxation and all that. But I will make sure that we drag a lot of people into the tax net. Dragging a lot of people into the tax net means that you ensure efficiency in the area of housing documentation. And when somebody wants to get the CFO and is assured that within 60 days, maximum 70, he can get the CFO, and he want to commit his money so that he can get the CFO. We are talking of land use charges now. The consultants have gone around the whole state. They've given papers to houses and buildings that are supposed to be paying. So a number of people are committed to paying, although it's not a tradition. A lot of people don't know that when they build houses, they should pay land charges to government. They used to call it tenement rate and all that. So it's supposed to be your own traditional way of giving back something back to the area, so that the government can also use that money to take care of the area, the environment, cleanliness, security, and all that. So that culture is coming back now. A lot of people are also getting used to now that they can pay for their land. You can pay land use rent, ground rent, and then that dovetail into what you see, the figures that you see in terms of tax improvement in taxes. You also know that when government pays out money, the government does not just release money blindly. When government pays out money, it also collects tax on it. So when government pays you gratuity, the more gratuities the government pays, the more the taxation that the taxes that the government will also cut for itself. So it's a win-win situation in terms of the fact that we want to expand the tax dragnet, so tax net, so that a lot more people come in. As more and more people come in, then you are also getting more in terms of IGR. You are also opening up businesses that have been moribund. You talk of the money, the asphalt and quarry plant that was moribund. You talk of the juice factory that is moribund, that was moribund in Oku, close to Gomosho. You talk of the Gari processing factory that was moribund since 1972 in Ibadan, Ilaju, in Ibadan. You talk about those small factories coming up. That's a lot of jobs for some people and more IGR for the state. In terms of payment of the workers that will be recruited, they will pay salaries, but they also pay taxes in return. So those are the pockets of areas that we've been able to up the ante. We're talking about 1.6 to 1.8 billion. We're talking about 1.6 to 1.8 billion before in terms of IGR for the state when Governor Shemakine came on board. And now you're talking about 3 to 3.7 billion monthly in terms of IGR. And he has said that, yes, his intention was to take it to 4 billion in his first year. Unfortunately, COVID and all those operating environment issues on the
sorry, Mr. Adisa, are you saying your state is presently on 3.7 billion IGR monthly?
Well, you know that figures fluctuate month on month because of the circumstances. I was telling you that before now, it used to be between 1.6 to 1.8 billion before Governor Shemakine came on board. But as we speak, it's between 3 to 3.7 billion.
In 2020, I went through that report. In 2020, there was no month in which Oyo State hit 3 billion.
In 2020?
Yes.
That there was no state.
There was no month Oyo State hit 3 billion.
So what was the figure?
I'm going to look it up for you.
The figure that we have, right now is over around between 3 to 3.7. So if
for 2021,
are
you saying for 2021 or for 2020?
For the report of 2021 is not out yet. For 2020, I'm telling you that's the figure, because you are talking about 42% increment in the rate of almost 50% in the rate. So if you are talking about almost 2 billion before, and then you are talking about 42% of that, what does it amount to? So if you look at the statistics, the breakdown of the statistics, you will see that it's over between 3 to 3.7. It's all in 2020. We're not talking of 2021 yet, because the figures of 2021 is not out. So we have the figures, and we say it was not done by us, it was done by MBS. So you can go through the figures again and see what it came to. That is why the state was came to about 6 states in terms of IGR generation in 2020.
Okay, I'll take a commercial break. When we come back from this break, the conversation with Mr. Taiwo Adisa will continue. Please don't go anywhere.
32 FM 94.9.
ṣé ilẹ̀ lélẹ̀ ní àbúrò ẹja ó yé mi náà lẹ́nu nígbà mo débẹ̀ ń jẹta mo ní wọ́n á tún fi hàn wọ́n náà ìgbà táwọn ọ̀rọ̀ ta rẹ̀ fún mi wájú ọlọ́wà àtẹ̀yàn kò sí nǹkan kan tó jọmọ́ báyìí lórí rẹ̀ o. inú ẹ̀rùn lọ́rọ̀ àánú wọn àgbẹ̀. inú ẹ̀rùn mọ́ra. àbájọ ọgbọ́n àgbọ̀njù lọ fẹ́ pa ọ́. mo ti ní kó já lọ sọ́dọ̀ Dynabix Homes and Properties. àwọn gangan ní ànilẹ̀ tó jójúlówó tí kì í ṣe nù rà bí irú ilé ìtọ́ra yìí. ajé o
Cannabis homes and properties lóko rẹ̀.
Àwọn là ń ta treasure estate tí wà ní ìdó ológun ẹrúwé 650,000 naira ní plọ̀tì kan. Victory estate phase 1 alábàtà mọ́níyà ń bàdàn 800,000 naira ní plọ̀tì kan o. Victory estate phase 2 alábàtà mọ́níyà ń bàdàn bákan náà 850,000 naira ní plọ̀tì kan o. Àǹfààní wà fún sísan díẹ̀díẹ̀ láàrin oṣù mẹ́ta nílé iṣẹ́ Therapist Homes and Property. Àmẹ́ máa wá sílé iṣẹ́ wa fún àsọjẹ́ tó ń ti àjọsọpọ̀. Eléyìí tó gún mọ́ fún sísanwó ọ̀hún. Ẹni tó bá sanwó lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà gbé tán. Ó máa gba báàgì símẹ́ǹtì 5. A sì tún ṣe corner piece fún lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Therapist Homes and Property. A wà ní Primetime Plaza. Ọbalẹ́sìlọ́yẹ̀ phase 2. Lójú ọ̀nà tó lọ sí Free. Ìbàdàn 0904-779-7352 0818-841-8137.
Egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni. Ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneton cleanser ni.
Jámi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò. Kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneton cleanser. Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà ti gbàlódé. NAFDAC Fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneton cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 Ọba Akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà. Ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ń ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
Dábàá kàwé wa bàtà wa dúkọ́.
Ìwọ ti jókòó ṣèdánwò àti wọlé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga láì mọye ìgbà tó sì jẹ́ wípé ìfìdírẹmi ló bá dé. Wò ó má làágùn jìnnà. Apex tutorial classes ti gbé ọ̀nà àbáyọ dé wàyí láti jókòó ṣe àwọn ìdánwò bíi NECO, WAEC, UTME, Post UTME tó sì yanyọ nígbà kan ṣoṣo. Bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ ni ìgbáradì tó kójú òṣùwọ̀n fún àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí ń bẹ ní ìpele JSS1 sí SS3 náà gbẹ̀yìn láwọn morning and evening classes wa lówó tí ò gún pa. Àwọn olùkọ́ tí mùsèmùsè wọn dá músẹ́músẹ́ tó ń ta àyíká tí mú ẹ̀kọ́ rọrùn ló jẹ́ kí Apex tutorial classes ó wà lókè téńté tábìlì. Ọ̀fẹ́ ni ìforúkọsílẹ̀. Ẹ máa bọ̀ tààrà wá sí Apex tutorial classes tó wà ní Mobil petrol station UI tàbí ládojúkọ Zenith Bank Iwo Road. Àtúnwà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Marshal petrol station Oríta Pẹ̀rin. Ẹ tún lè rí wa ní Old Debisi Terminus Sẹ̀lẹ̀ bus stop Old Ife Road. Bẹ́ẹ̀ la wà ní His Grace Plaza Ẹlẹ́yẹlé Ìbàdàn tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè wá sórí 0805-085-4922 tàbí 0817-202-7411.
Ó tún yá o fún ìbújáde iṣẹ́ ìyanu Ọlọ́run Apostle Joseph Ayọ̀ Babalọ́lá Power Explosion Èrìò 2021. Láti gbàdé ìgbàbẹ́ yẹn eruku ńlá àdúrà máa ń sọ tíṣẹ́ ìyanu ńlá Ọlọ́run máa ń fọ ohun tó ti gbòdì nípa tara nípa tẹ̀mí tún máa bọ̀ sípò. Múra kájíjọ pàdé ń bẹ̀ wá bọ́lọ́run Ayọ̀ Babalọ́lá sọ kó ṣe é. Ìṣòro wo ló ń gúngi ọrùn tí ò fẹ́ lọ. Wọ́n forúkọ Jésù ṣínédìí kò dèṣù lágbọ̀nù. Ìgbàlà ìwòsàn àlùyọ ìṣẹ́gun lórí ogun gbogbo. Níbẹ̀ ló ti máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Power Explosion Èrìò 2021. Tàbí àkòrí ẹ̀ ní ọmọ aládé àlàáfíà. Ó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ Monday ọjọ́ 21 sí Friday ọjọ́ 25. Àárọ̀ ọ̀sán ìrọ̀lẹ́ àtòrúmọ́júmọ́ nínú àdúrà máa sọ ní CAC Mountain of Mercy Èrò Èkìtì. Ẹ wá jọlá iṣẹ́ ìyanu Ọlọ́run nínú ayé Prophet Hezekiah Ọládèjì CAC General Evangelist Pastor E.O. Ọ̀dẹ́jọ́bí General Superintendent Pastor Eso Ọ̀ládélé President CAC Worldwide. Àwọn ìlànà tó dènà àrùn COVID-19 la máa tẹ̀lé. Má gbẹ̀yìn níbẹ̀. Jésù lolúwa.
Safa sapeli sizo sinyama Safa
All right, thank you for staying with me. Mr. Taiwo Adisa, the Chief Press Secretary to the Oyo State Governor, is still on the line. Mr. Adisa.
Yeah.
Okay, so I cross-checked the figures, and then you were right speaking in average terms. Yes, you were right, because Oyo State posted 38 billion naira and a fraction in millions for total IGR in 2020, and that comes to an average of 3.1 billion per month. So I needed to say that you were correct. All right, now let's talk about this. How sustainable are these facts behind the numbers that you just ruled out, considering that Oyo State is not particularly known for producing anything that is, even agriculture that the governor said was our comparative advantage as of 2019. Nothing so huge has been coming from that sector yet. So how sustainable is this IGR performance?
Well, you know that the IGR performance was not just a fluke because if you just sat down and it became a circumstantial thing, then you will say that it's not sustainable. But because there's a plan plan around it, so it's something that will continue to increase, not decrease by any means. Because the agri that you talk about, a lot of things are happening. Just 2 weeks ago, we went to Fashola to put up there's a farm settlement in Fashola that was put there by the Western Region government. It was inherited by Oyo State. It's one of the 9 farm settlements inherited by Oyo State, and now it's being turned to farm estate. Although we call it agribusiness development hub right now. Now the contractor has been signed off. The place has been flagged off. And the contractor has promised us that by the end of the year, thereabout, he will start, the place will start operating. So if we start operating that place as a full agribusiness development hub, it's going to have ranches because if you look at the site map, there are places for ranching, there are places for all other forms of agricultural activities. And the governor has promised that road will be fixed. The road leading to Fashola will be fixed. It's about 30 kilometers thereabout. It will be fixed. And once that road is fixed, and you can drive all the way from Ibadan straight down to Fashola, and drive all the way from even Ogbomoso, even from Kwara and outside of your state, down to Fashola. That's just one of the agribusiness development hubs that we are putting up. There are 3 that are starting immediately. The contract for our water, Akufo Industrial Agribusiness is also being given, same as the contract for Irua. So when you have all these farm settlements or farm estates, or as you want to call it, when you have them springing up and coming up with their products, they will not just throw away the products that they come out with into the market. They will sell them for prices. You're going to have fisheries, all form of agribusinesses will spring up there. So we're going to be having Oyo State own cattle. Maybe we have a choose.
Are we also going to import cattle? Are we going to import cattle from the U.S. like Ekiti State did?
Let's leave those details to the people that will operate it, because it's not going to be operated by the state government directly. It's going to be like a PPP stuff so that the sustainability can be guaranteed. If you leave it to the civil service system, you can have problems because of bureaucracy and all that. But it's going to be largely operated under a business format. So the business operators that we really operate it will determine all those details. But I can tell you, we already have the site map. The thing has been flagged up. The contractor has moved to site, and particularly in Fashola. And you can see that when you have ranches, are you not going to source the best kind of cattle that you breed to give you the mileage that you need? Surely they will do that. So the the places that the cattle will come from, they will leave that to the people that. But I can assure you that very soon you'll be having what you call Ibadan cattle or your cow or whatever very soon in Nigeria.
Okay, Mr. Adisa, I will take a detour here because I have an analyst in the studio who is to engage me on something else, but he's a farmer. And the moment you talked about Fashola farm settlement being converted to a farm estate, now, and talking about what the governor is doing there, he was whispering some questions to me. And I thought he should talk to you directly. If you are here, why not? So, Mr. Debi,
let him go ahead.
Mr. Debi is here. You have Mr. Adisa now.
Oh, Mr. Adisa, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Debi.
It's a pleasure finally having an opportunity to speak with you. And I appreciate the work you're doing in Oyo State, particularly the way you monitor some of us who are always out there doing analysis one way or the other. Sometimes in the recent times, I've given you some mayor of Passmark that it seems what we criticize or some of those things we try to touch light, the way the pidgin English will say, you seem to respond to them promptly. So I say probably Mr. Adisa must have stations to monitor those radio stations to hear what they are criticizing the government from. So like the cemetery at Songo, I criticized it a while ago. I think you people were quick to dispatch, waiting for you to clean it up again. It's an eyesore. The Agbarigbo Sabo chaotic situation.
Slum.
The slum. Thank God finally you did something about it. I spoke on that a few times and several others.
Yeah,
but however, let me zero it on this agric for now.
Yeah.
My worry is always this, and I criticize this government a lot on that, and I'm glad speaking with you. How many, if you have the numbers, in the last 2 years, how many tractors? Because farmers are never going to ask for too much from any government in Nigeria. The much I know as an agric person too. They're never asking for too much. They don't need all this Dogo Turenshi. They don't need this tall English. Oh, agric business and all of those. They don't want to hear. What they want to hear is that their 1 acre farm, 2 acre farm, 1 acre farm, they want to hire that government machine to work for them. They pay, they work for them, they take care of themselves. They know how to do it. They've been doing it for ages. How many tractors has Seyi Makinde administration in the last 2 years put on the way of these farmers to hire at the local government level? You see, when we talk of cluster, we hear clusters. At the end of the day, it doesn't really trickle down to the poor farmer in the corner of nowhere. How many tractors has this government put in place in the last 2 years? Sir?
Okay, Mr. Adisa.
I think I think we have got your question.
Yes, sir.
And the basic question, I mean, the basic way to answer your question is that in this government, we don't do things just to grandstand that, oh, we have done this, we have done. If it is not going to add value, the government will not do it. Now, what we inherited was that the state was one of the highest buyers of tractors. By the time we came, we saw a lot of a long list of tractors they bought. They said they distributed to all the local governments, and the local governments have not come back to tell us that those tractors are down. They are no longer functioning and all that. And so, if just less than a year before Governor Seyi Makinde came on board, the state government was buying tractors like almost for the fun of it. The current government cannot just go that way when there's no report that those tractors are no longer available or they have disappeared. Most we hear or what we have on ground is that the local government still have those tractors. There was a time a story was mischievously turned around that ICPC invited some local government chairmen over the issue of tractors. Now, all the local government chairmen that purchased tractors were the local government chairmen of who operated under the APC government. But a news medium went about to insinuate that it was the local government chairman of that Governor Seyi Makinde put in place. And we had to correct that impression. Look, the people that the ICPC should invite are the people that bought the tractors. The current chairman don't know about the tractors, but the current chairman confirmed to us that yes, they inherited some tractors and they've been using it giving them out to rent for at different rates and others. So the farmers who are in touch with the local government, they know that the tractors are there. When we get reports that they are down and they are no longer functioning and whatever, and the state government can intervene and buy new tractors. But we can't just buy tractors for the sake of it, because we have records that even the ICPC is still investigating those tractors that were purchased under the past government of Senator Ajimobi. So, and when a close is not put to that, you can't just jump into that and start purchasing tractors just because you want to start distributing to farms or whatever. Whereas I can tell you that, yes, the tractors purchased under Senator Ajimobi, the immediate past governor, there are still some of them, a good number of them are still servicing in the communities through the local governments. So people can just approach their local governments. If we get reports that they are not enough,
I can say to you authoritatively that I can say to you authoritatively, nothing like that in most of those local governments. They don't exist. They might exist at the secretariats on paper, but out there with the local farmers and those communities I know, there is virtue. If you will get anything to be the skeleton of bulk of those
But
tractors.
are you aware
I want the government to look into it.
The government will look into it, but are you aware that the former former government under the APC almost got the award of the best, the state that bought the most number of tractors in this country?
That would be a political statement. I can assure you, when it comes to acquiring agric machine, it's the northern governors. Let me explain something, Mr. Adisa, for the purpose of for the good of the farmer and the government. I can assure you that no matter the quantum of tractor you buy into a state, it's never a waste. Do you know the reason why? Even the scrapped one that are sold off for peanuts at local government, they are recycled back to the local farmers at the end of the day. If there is anything that government should buy at the rate at which they are buying Toyota Corolla for their officials, it should be tractors. If truly they have the interest of the poor masses at heart, both to provide food, to create job, and to make life easy for these poor farmers. You can never buy enough tractors any day. So what you are saying is more of a political statement than the reality. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I'm telling you what we have on ground.
On paper, sir.
This is the claim by the immediate past government.
And that's on paper. That's political statement.
You were in town at that time, and you did not advise them
How many bulldozers has this government acquired for land clearing?
Okay.
We inherited a good number of them, and the local governments are still using them.
When it comes to agriculture, let's leave it for another day.
No, don't jump into conclusions.
It's no conclusion. I'm a player in that field. I'm involved. This is not radio talk. I am speaking as the mouthpiece of the average farmer out there.
I do know that agric is a business, and you don't wait for.
Let us leave agric business English. Let's talk about the practical ones that bring maize and yam to the market.
All right, Mr. Adisa. I do think that the position of Mr. Adebi is. Now, investigations could be ongoing. Whatever findings the ICPC is doing could be going on. And at the same time, the government could continue to finance getting these machineries in place for farmers to do their work.
The government is not averse to finding machineries for the workers. Yeah, if you recall, there was a time Governor Shemakinde paid an unscheduled visit to the Ministry of Agri. And we saw a good number of small tractors that could be used to do a little harvesting and other, and they were covered up in those places, about 10 of them. And they go, what are you doing with this one here? They say they were to give it to agricultural cooperatives at a particular rate, and some of the cooperatives said they could not afford it, so they packed them up there and left them to rot away. And the governor said, within 2 weeks, you must find a way to give it back to the farmers. Those tractors, mini tractors, they have already been given out to the farmers, probably at no cost. But as far as you are registered, they give it out to you, and you show interest in using it. So when we do agricultural machineries, we will not go about dancing to that we have done to just because of the fun of it, but because of the value that they will add to the community. We've told you that we have kicked off agri-business centers now, agri-business development hubs now, and now 3 of them. Now, by the time they will kick off, come and see the machines, the type of machines that you see there. The smallholder farmers are also getting in several ways. One of the ways is seedlings. You know that if you have improved seedlings, you can get better yield and all that. And we are doing that. And so, if you want to know much about, if Mr. Debi, you want to know much about what we are doing on agric, I'll tell him that if you engage Dr. Debo Akande, the agribusiness development expert that we have in this government, who is managing OSADA and other.
I'm sure we will even facilitate bringing Dr. Debo Akande on the podium one of these days to engage with some leading farmers like Mr. Debi in the studios. But then let me move to infrastructure. Your government boasts it is doing a lot in infrastructural development, especially road construction and rehabilitation. But then there's this road in Ibadan because you wonder sometimes how we leave some of those places and go outside. Now, Ibadan has an industrial estate. That is Oluyole Industrial Estate. And you look at the stretch of the road from Mobile through Sumal, through 7 Up, and down towards Elebu. There's this road that links Akala Expressway over there. The road has been neglected for so long. And your government has spent 2 years.
Through the house of, close to the house of the former governor.
Yes, if you like that way, yes. But I'm talking about that road stretch. At least you know the road from Mobile straight down through Sumal, 7 Up, and then you go to link the other part of Akala Expressway. Now, the question is this government looking at fixing that road, considering the revenue that is generated from that access? You have the big companies, multi-billion naira business concerns in that space, and that road is abandoned.
Let me not allow you to dwell too long on that. One, they say when trees fall on trees, you first of all carry the one on top. Now, we are talking of a road linking Akala Express. The Akala Express itself was not completed. So we got to complete Akala Express Road first, before we now do the ancillary road or routes that interconnect with it. Now we're almost at the verge of completing Akala Express. It was abandoned for 8 years, I must tell you. The former governor Akala started that road. The contractor had a problem at some point, and then because some houses were supposed to go, and the previous government did not, I think the owners of those houses got infuriated by the way they were approached by the previous government. So they said no, they were not going to give way. And so they had problems. So for 8 years, they abandoned the road. It is now that Governor Seyi Makinde has gone there, spoke to the house owners and all that, and they said no problem. They were going to give out their houses as far as it's for development, the way the governor approached them. In fact, we went to the house of one of the main persons on that road, who said he will never, even when they want to demolish, he will stay inside the house, let them kill him with the house. The man was not at home that day. He was surprised when we put a call through to him and said, governor came to my house. Governor Wale me, okay, anything, the governor Banfe, we're ready. So now that axis has been cleared, and we are linking that road to the Apata axis or end of the road. So when we complete the main road itself, which is the Akala Express way, and then we come back to the other ancillary roads around it, because you cannot do the access road when you have not completed the main road.
All right, now let's go to security.
Yeah.
Security is falling apart in Oyo State. Take it from Igogon. Come to the heart of Ibadan. Yesterday,
that's an alarmist form of putting it. Security is not falling apart in Ibadan.
Okay, what is the state of security in Oyo State, in your estimation?
The entire country has security challenges. The state also is sharing from that bit of the security challenges that we're having across Nigeria. Though, yes, we have security challenges in the country. You cannot say that the country is falling apart because of that. No,
of course, the country is. The country is. So, there's no way to dress it. When there are security challenges and people are being killed on almost on daily basis, then the country is falling apart, isn't it? Because the primary function of government is to ensure the security of lives and property.
Well, you don't want to go the extreme way in putting things like that.
Okay, let's talk about how it is in Oyo State, Mr. Adisa.
Now, how is it in Oyo State? We are all here in Oyo State. We are all experiencing it, and somehow some people want to. Maybe some youths who hear of they say Ijagoro ni Orubadan. Maybe they want to practicalize that, thinking that yes, they should do Ijagoro and all that. So you have that on some occasions, and you also have infiltrators from outside the state, causing like the crisis we had in Uganda and all that. Yes, the state is not in isolation in this country. The state is not it's not an island unto itself. So when those things happen, what the government can do is what is the response of the government. And the governor had gone to Ijogon to assure the people that, yes, we will put in place local vigilante that will ensure that we have good response.
But he gave the same assurance the first time he went there, Mr. Taiwo Adisa. I saw videos of young people in Igogo who repeated almost word for word what the governor said on his first visit, giving assurances that they will be secured, nothing would go wrong again, yet there was a bloodbath.
There was an attack. That cannot be that the governor imported the attack. It means that wherever you are, there must be vigilance. There must be vigilance. People cannot just go about making video of what they don't know, thinking that it's child's play. There's no child's play here. There you have an enemy, or you have enemies that you don't know, and you think that by just mimicking things on the video or in videos, that's how to paint your state or to paint your country. It's people that are not too experienced in what should be done or what they are doing that will be doing things like that. Let me tell you frankly, when the governor went to Igagan the first time, or Igagan or parts of Barapa land the first time, he told them things that will be done by the state, including putting in place peace and security committee and all that. Yes, we had reports that some of the committees in some communities have not started functioning. And so there was a lapse somewhere, and the enemies capitalized on that. And that's why the governor said, well, I will ensure that whatever thing I would say should be put in place, that was not quickly put in place by some leaders and whatever, that will activate that and make sure that the place is safe. The best thing a president or a governor or a leader can give to his people is to give them confidence and hope that they will continue to survive. If the governor starts bursting into tears saying he's helpless, then what will the people do? He has been chosen as the leader. What he has to tell them, give them the assurance at every time, is that they will survive any onslaught by any enemy. And when you give the hope, the people's zeal will be fired, and they will all come together and will pull all in the same direction, and to make sure that we summon the Odus. The Odus are not something for your state alone. People that want to dance on the grave of the dead, they will be saying, "Oh, we see it. Makinde is not doing this. Makinde is not doing that." What can they do if they are faced with the same problem? This is a national issue. We have to face our president to tell him that he should not be abdicating his roles. He cannot be telling us that governors have social power, and the constitution did not give the governor any such power.
But the governor has Operation Burst at his command, doesn't he?
The Operation Burst, yes, on paper, let me tell you that, yes, that's so. But you can see that Operation Burst members are also soldiers who are under the commander-in-chief. So there's a limit to which Operation Burst can get involved in certain things, because you have to clear some other Odus and all that. But let's not give excuses. Yes, the Operation Burst was a creation of Oyo State, and we are still using it. Amatekun is a creation of Oyo State, and we are using them. But there are also limitations to what Amatekun can do, in view of the fact that interagency rivalries that we faced initially, the police seeing them as enemies and all that. But we are surmounting that, and they are getting settled to do their job. So while we complement that, is also that by making sure that we have local vigilantes, that we give the first information. You know, when anything is going to happen and the vigilante stays in town, on ground, they will be the first point of contact, and they will quickly give the alert. They may not get arms, they may not have their arms as much as the enemy is bearing, but once they sight it, or once they sense something is going to happen, and they give the information to those who should act on it, the police, the Amatekun, the Operation Burst, and everybody will act upon it and make sure that there's peace. So that's what the governor is saying, by saying that, we'll ensure that this does not happen again, because we're going to put in place structures that will make sure that before something happens, the intelligence network will have got wind of it and act accordingly to terminate such occurrence. So I can assure the people of Igago and people of other places that let them be assured that that there won't be crisis that will overwhelm Oyo State.
Okay.
Now, as to Ibadan, as to crisis in Ibadan, yes, the Matekun and other agencies have been engaging the Magaji and all that. But like I said initially, there may be some youths who grew up with hearing of crisis on the streets of Ibadan. Think that they should continue to manifest those crises. But then the crisis point have been identified,
Mr. Adisa,
and they will be dealt with.
Okay, Mr. Adisa, let's speak to the crisis that erupted in Iwo a few days ago.
Yeah.
Now, a young man was killed. There was a video in circulation where the chairman of the disciplinary committee of the Oyo State Park Management Systems was seen leading some guys on an attack on people at Iwo Road. The governor visited the place, and the governor said, whosoever did this will be brought to justice. That is the regular cliche of political office holders. It was clear that auxiliary was seen in that video, leading some guys. He's an appointee of the government. What is the government doing about it?
Let not belabor the question, my brother. When what we are told as investigators is that an investigator must keep an open mind. As somebody who is asking me questions now, you also have to keep an open mind because you are investigating something. You if you don't have the answer, you then go and apply the answer. But because you don't have the answer, that's why you are asking questions so that people can provide the answers or feel the.
I was only telling you about the video we saw. There was a video, Mr. Adisa. It wasn't about making a conclusion.
No, wait. The video you saw, it was not made by an authority somewhere. The video you saw was made by somebody. Who is the person? You don't know. The person that made the video should go and submit the video to the police or to the investigating authorities so that when they analyze that video, they will be able to apportion the blames. You can't, on the basis of a video you saw, judge that. Did you
Mr. Adisa, did you see the video? Did you see the video?
The video is open to editing now.
Did you see the video?
Happened, I saw many videos. The video, I cannot conclude on the basis of seeing the video because I know as a media person that videos, even when you are writing a feature, you can start the feature from the end of the story and take it back to the beginning. So you can start the video from the end end point of it and take it back, or start it from the beginning and say, so it's until it is analyzed by those who are investigating. A life has been lost. So mind you, we cannot trivialize this issue. And that's why the governor had to rush there in the following morning. A life has been lost. No life is bigger than the other. So when somebody's life is lost, you have to guide that issue jealously to be able to say that let's get justice for the family. You cannot get justice for the dead again, maybe because it's already there. You can't revive it. The only justice you can get for him is to revive, bring him back. But it's not possible to bring back the dead. But you can get justice for the family so that they will be assured that yes, something was done on the death of this our brother, by making sure that those who perpetrated the issue, who perpetrated the crime, are brought to justice. And you cannot just do things on the basis of circumstances. You have to do things on the basis of the facts at your disposal. So the committee that will investigate this, whoever had made the video, let them submit it to the committee. Let them submit. You can even go and submit it to the police right now. The police will analyze what happened. There must be timelines to the event. I wasn't there when the video was taken, so I cannot tell you this happened at so minutes and this person this happened next. I didn't know what happened first and what happened next and what happened next. So we will pick up so many things from stakeholders, from people who are there and all that, and be able to. They are forensic people, so they will be able to distill what happened before and what happened after, minute by minute. It is when they get to that point they'll be able to know who was at fault. Nobody is as apportion blame at this point. Nobody should apportion blame at this point. Let us open the mind and the matter up to the fact that everybody that has one thing or the other on this matter, you should submit it to the committee that will investigate this thing and let them get to the root of the matter. I will be glad to announce whoever is found guilty by the panel. This is the person that is found guilty and he will go and face charges in court. But I cannot join anybody to blame anyone at this particular time, not seeing who pulled the trigger.
So, Mr. Adisa, this is you. So, essentially, this is you dismissing the video, that the video can't be trusted. Is that the case?
I think you should hear me very clearly. I said whoever made the video should go and submit the video to the authorities at this time, so that you don't wait till 30 days, 10 days, and you say, they will say, something has happened.
And don't you think taking the video forward to whosoever is investigating, Mr. Disa, now knowing the character by patterns and trends, all right, and reputation of the person who is alleged to be at the center of this issue. Now, do you not think somebody going forward with the video is endangering his life? People may not be comfortable.
Don't let us be self-defeatist in this matter. Whoever made the video can go and submit it to the authorities. There are whistleblowers in this country. The federal government was said to have paid so many billions to people who blew whistles in the past, and their identities were kept intact. And so you can go and blow the whistle on that one and see what happens. You can make copies and even go and you that they have given. They can give you a certified copy of that video. They can give keep in a media house. People keep things in CBN, like they say. So you can look for a CBN of your own choice and keep a copy and give the version to investigating authorities so that they can get to the root of it. What we are looking for is the culprit, Abi. So if we want to get the culprit, we have to provide the facts. Everybody involved in this matter, let them provide the facts. Those who can come and give evidence, when they call them, let them come out and give evidence. People were there when this thing happened. And so those who witnessed it physically, let them come give evidence. Those who made video, probably they were standing there when they were making the video, and let them also go and submit the video so that whoever is investigating will have no authority other than to say, okay, so person is guilty, so person is not guilty. You have no other way other than to say that this person is guilty and this person is
all right,
guilty.
Mr. Adisa.
It won't beg the question, and we cannot be begging the question by relying on circumstantial evidence. Let us get to the roots of the matter by presenting only the facts.
Okay, Mr. Adisa, before I'll let you go, I just want to make a reference to one video that surfaced a few months back. The PDP was having its zonal congress, Southwest Zonal Congress in Oshogbo. There was a video that surfaced of the chairman disciplinary committee of the park management systems, auxiliary, and some guys with him threatening former Governor Fayoshe with death. Now, the gestures and the words were very clear in that video. I'm sure you saw the video. I'm sure the governor saw the video. It was on the entourage of the governor to that congress. Now, and you would think that with that video surfacing, somebody occupying such a sensitive office, the governor would at least caution or take some drastic measure to separate himself.
It was not on the entourage of the governor. It was not in the entourage of the governor to Osun for the primaries. Osun to this place, there's no boundary, there's no checkpoint that will say so person can.
But it was at the venue of the Congress.
So a lot of people saw him and said, yeah, he was at the venue.
And he had Arapaja's collaterals on him. He had the cap, he had the shirt, the boys with him had the shirt. And Arapaja was the governor's candidate.
What does it take to print any insignia or whatever of office? Even people print the army's uniform. People print police uniform and all that. So forget about whatever anybody is wearing. But let us face the facts. It's simplistic to say that because there was a video seen in Oshogbo, and then another video is saying that the same person was at also place. If they show the evidence of the person carrying cutlass and macheting this person that died, nobody will. Even the police will the next day go and pick him up and say, look at this video showing that you are the one that carried machete to kill this person. But circumstantial evidence to say that because he was there. We don't know the exact time.
It was not just there. There was a charge. Maybe I'll send you the video, Mr. Taiwo Adisa. I'll assume you have not seen that video.
Because
in the video, there was a movement. There was a charge. People with cutlasses.
That is why people think that judges don't follow justice or whatever in some cases. The evidence that you must produce to nail somebody in this case must be complete evidence. They will say that an election was nullified because there was no enough evidence to nullify it. But when there is complete evidence to nullify something or complete evidence to indict somebody. And that's what we should drive at. Let us drive at giving conclusive evidence to indict the person that is indictable, let me use that word now, on this matter. Don't let us use circumstantial evidence. We will be joining the marketplace to say, oh, because this one happened and this one happened, then this must happen. No, you are talking of life. And for another life to go for another life, for the law to say that this life must go because it did this and this, that, they must have complete evidence. So let us bring up conclusive evidence. It will not be state officials that will investigate this matter. It will be people who are involved in law enforcement and all that will put together to investigate this matter. So whoever has any evidence now, what they can do is to keep their gunpowder dry, gather the evidence in one piece, and submit to the appropriate authority that will investigate the matter. We have to be sorry for the life of the person that was lost. He's a human being like any of us. So we cannot trivialize the issue by putting simplistic evidence together. Let us bring conclusive evidence to show that whoever is guilty of this should be indicted accordingly. That's all I'm telling you. I don't disown, I cannot own a video because I don't know the source of it, but it is not my job to even own a video. It is my job to piece together the information that is there and give to the right authority that will investigate. When I'm not in a position to pronounce anything. When the investigating authority concludes their investigation and makes a pronouncement, then I will own up to that pronouncement and say this is the conclusion of the whole thing. And the matter can go to court, and whoever is indicted can face the matter in court. That's all. Our own business is not to own up to video or to disown video. No.
All right, Mr. Taiwo Adisa, I want to thank you for your time this morning. It's beautiful talking to you. All right, I wish you a very beautiful weekend. Thank you. I'll take a commercial break. When I come back, Mr. Adebi, who is a public commentator and, of course, a farmer, would respond to some of the, or would react to some of the responses of the Chief Press Secretary. He will do that in 10-12 minutes. I'll open the phone lines and then we can have the engagement till 10 a.m. The Podium, live on 32 FM 94.9. Please stay with me.
32 FM 94.9.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwa náà ti ṣe mọ̀ pé ìmọ́tótó borí àrùn gbogbo, èyí ló dífá fún pé a gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣọ́ra pẹ̀lú ohunkóhun tí a bá fẹ́ máa tì bọ ẹnu wa. Pàtàkì àwọn oúnjẹ tó yẹ kó ṣe àǹfààní fára. AKINRINDE Farms Nigeria Limited ló ní a lè jẹ ìgbádùn ẹja yíyan pẹ̀lú gbogbo àǹfààní tó yẹ kó ṣe láàgọ̀ ara wa. AKINRINDE oven dried fish gan ni ojúlówó ẹja tó bọ́ pátápátá lọ́wọ́ àwọn eṣinṣin, gbogbo ìdọ̀tí inú rẹ̀ ńlá ti yọ kúrò. Oven tó yàtọ̀ sí iná ilé ìfin làfihàn, bẹ́ẹ̀ ló gbaná sára dáadáa tó sì jìnnà wọ̀nú tán yányán. Bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ ní AKINRINDE Farms à ń ṣe àwọn ètò ọ̀gbìn bíi poultry, piggery, fishery, ẹyin títà àti day-old chicks àti ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lórí bí a ti ṣe mọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ dídá oko. Láti ra AKINRINDE dried fish tí yín ẹ máa bọ̀ tààrà wá sí ilé iṣẹ́ wa AKINRINDE Farms Nigeria Limited tó wà ní Dominion Shopping Complex ládojúkọ Akinjo filling station along Ológun-Ẹrú Ẹlẹ́yẹlé Road Ìbàdàn. Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ lè pè wá sórí 0814-528-1408. AKINRINDE Farms Nigeria Limited ló ní má jẹ ẹjakẹja. AKINRINDE oven dried fish gan ló yẹ kó yàn láàyò.
bá a ṣe láwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ dókítà tíṣẹ́yé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la láwọn àwòrán àṣà mẹkáníìkì tí ò ní dákún sòrò ọkọ̀ sọ́kọ̀ dálùpùpù. GMF Auto Services Limited bóyá tí ìdébẹ̀ wò ní ọ̀jẹ̀ mọ̀ pọ́nmọ́nàmọ́ pa àwọn erin lákàtàbù irinṣẹ́ ni ó diagnose mọ́tò yín kẹ́sẹ́ bí wọ́n ti máa fẹnu fapò sórí carburetor wait and get ni kò ní lọ kábọ̀ tí machine bá ti ń discover problem láàmú fix ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ kan torí gbogbo original spare part ń bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ̀ bíbá àwọn aláràlù àtàwọn aláràtúntà gan tó wá ń kó lọ́pọ̀ yanturu ṣẹ̀rí pé gbogbo tẹ́ fẹ́ lójú kan ló wà. Yes, so no go allow person wey no sabi damage your motor.
Our services, the consultancy, diagnosis, key programming, transmission repair, maintenance, spare part sales, plus plenty ogbonge things. GMF Auto Services Limited. Pay for number 3, Oni Lane, beside White House Hotel, behind Boys High School, Labawo, Ogunpa, Ibadan. Ẹ kọ́ pé wọ́n lórí aago náà kẹ́ ẹ mọ bó ṣe wà sí 0806-634-8917. Tó o bá fẹ́ kẹ́mi ọkọ̀ rí ogun, GMF ni ó yàn láàyò.
Feeling good.
It's the weekend.
I'm so excited, it's already weekend.
Happiness, they say, is absolutely free.
So why not get on the happy side with us on the Weekend Oasis with Mimi Special
and Gbemi Sola, aka Gbemi Soke. And together we are the SMBG. Don't get it twisted, Special Mimi, beautiful Gbemi.
Join us every Sunday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m.
And on the flip side, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the Happy Dial 32 FM 94.9. No bad vibes allowed.
Safasa pelisizo simnyama Iwasafa
Isizo saba
Kavula mo
Anichaleni ko
Kalize Wemaye wemodo Safasa pelisizo simnyama Iwasafa
Isizo saba
Kavula mo
Anichaleni ko
Kalize
All right, thank you for staying. The Podium. I have 30 minutes more to go on the program this morning. I have Mr. Debi here. Mr. Debi is a public commentator and a farmer. You listened all through.
Yes.
So let me even welcome you formally. Good morning,
so
Mr. Debi.
It's wonderful being here again this morning.
Nice having you. So you listened all through the interview with the Chief Press Secretary to the Oyo State Governor.
Absolutely.
And we touched some critical issues. We talked about the economy, IGR. We talked about agriculture. We talked about, he mentioned education. There are strides in education. We talked about infrastructure.
Over 600 schools.
Yeah, we talked about infrastructural development. Oluyole, that Oluyole mobile towards, what do you call it? I don't know the name of that side. Mobile through
all the way
the
down
other side to Akala, yes, through Sumal, 7 up. It's an eyesore.
You need to go from Iwo Road all the way towards Iwo. What do they call it? Monoton.
Yes, Lalupon.
For Lalupon,
now,
towards this this area where they are treating this coronavirus.
Olodo
axis. If you go there, you begin to ask yourself, am I in Somalia?
Okay, now it appears to be a case of, because the Chief Press Secretary, he did a tactical maneuver, which didn't really stick. Now, he said, the one close to the former governor's house. Now, there seems to be always a comparison with, somebody was there 8 years, what was done. And now, so looking at that, if Oluyole Industrial Estate is a cash cow by way of IGR for the government, I mean, you have a lot of big companies there. But he says, he says we're trying to fix the other end of Akala Express. Let's complete that.
Why the completed one is
move over here.
This array.
Now, agriculture, you took him up. Then we talked about security. And he said, look, this thing, Oyo State is not an isolated case. It's a general issue. Talking about the video that surfaced at that Iworu crisis, he said, no, he called it circumstantial evidence.
Trying to walk away from the obvious.
Now, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to react.
You see, Orot is all right, like Yoruba will say. The obvious are there for listeners to pick the facts from the political statements as presented by the
Chief Press
Secretary to the governor. You see, one thing you can't do, and I keep saying that, against the truth, is that you can't stand against the truth, because the truth will always speak for itself. The facts are there for people of Oyo State. People in Oyo State here are clever, smart, intelligent people. They can read clearly in between the line. Gone are the days when you can lead an army of murderers or killers or troublemakers and walk away back home untouched. Now, about 1,001 person are there to record your shenanigans, to record your madness. We are yet to come to terms with the reality of our time, that the governor and his spokesperson or secretary, they might pad the facts. They could as well choose to rub the truth on the head. But the internet, the Android phone, the recordings will not in any way downplay the facts, because it's a real-time online revelation. Gone are the days when you need to go to a prophet to begin to help you pray to reveal some hidden things. This day, just punch a button on your phone, you are there. But unfortunately, we are still living in the woods where we feel we can still pull wool over people's face. You try to explain away your industrial axis concerning the road network and all those things. And you are trying to say, oh, you're trying to complete the uncompleted main road at the expense of the existing one. Of what value is it if you are expanding when the one that has been done is being desecrated and is being impossible? A lot of times when you put on political goggle in governmental administration, it will always end up a colossal failure. Do the needful. Give people, look, like I was listening to a speech by somebody yesterday. He said leaders will take people to where they want to get to. He said, but a good leader will take people to where they ought to be. They are two different statements. It's still leadership. That is why when you kind of downplay the real thing for the half-real thing, it will show. And that's what we are seeing all over your state. Take, for instance, let me start by quickly concluding on the infrastructure thing. If that's the explanation for how was the explanation for the one between after Iwo Road all the way to Monoton, all the way to Olodo? If you go on that road, you will shed tears. If you own a car, your bone will be aching by the time you are done. In the recent time, I run that road.
Maybe the government wants to finish work on the bus terminals, around Iwo Road.
You see, it's painful when you promise me a good road and I'm waiting to have that good road, and by the time you finally come around, my car, Otigori Odo, my car is now finally parked at the mechanic place. Will I ever be happy with such? Look, I keep saying it. Nigerians are not looking for that luxury because it does not exist.
Just give them the basics.
Give them the basic. They are not asking you to give them 6 inches road thickness. What they are asking for, patch the existing old road. They are fine.
And just make them passable.
Just make it passable. That's what they are asking. But here, in this country, particularly in Oyo State and several other places, as we see it all the time, when there is a 1 foot pothole, just 1 foot, a ruler wide, they will not fix it. The government will be running on it. Baga, baga.
I think, sorry to cut you, I think it is deliberate.
It is. So
that you allow it, you allow it to get really bad. So you have enough money to go around.
Look at what he said about the agric business hub. I hate to hear that word, agric business. A poor farmer who is using cutlass and hoe doesn't want to hear those big English. Look, the days of ADP were in this country. I wasn't a little boy then. I've already left school. When you hear of the ADP, way back under the sole administrator, the military people then, you will see tractors. You will see extension workers. You will see them reaching out to these local. But these ones that we have now is all Dogon Turenshi. It's all English. Oh, we've given the hub to the contractor. Everything is all about job for the boys. It shouldn't be. Nobody need all those high-sounding packaging. All the farmer wants is an average farmer growing cassava, growing tomato, cannot afford a tractor. I am into that business. An average tractor now, a Massey Ferguson now, with the implement, is 18 million naira. How many cassava? Look, there's a fellow that I got to know lately that I've been trying to sort out on some technical things with his equipment. Ordinary John Deere, ordinary fuel pump of a John Deere 5057E is 650,000 naira. Ordinary pump. Tell me how many cassava will that man ever sell in his life to be able to recover 650,000? Food are expensive, and we are trying to conjure magic. This is no magic. Since you cannot be giving money to people from house to house, give the equipment to this poor farmer. You see what he said? He said the government cannot keep, and he was trying to downplay what Ajumobi did, that he acquired the status of being one of those that bought tractor as though he bought it recklessly. I'm not a pro Ajumobi person. I'm not a pro any of them. But what he did, in my own judgment, he did very well. A good governor, a good government, a good administration that want the best of diet for its people will pump money into agric equipment. You don't need to own a farm. Just get those equipment ready at the local government level. Not all this agric hub, all those. You'll be here in agric hub, until the administration is over. It's all stories. All we need is those local governments where they are actively doing farming. Like Ibadan North here, they don't need tractor for anything because they don't have. I don't think Ibadan North or Ibadan East, they don't need those tractors. It's not for them because they don't have the land. It's a cosmopolitan local government. They don't need it. What they need is another thing. What they need is a grader to be able to grade. Look, all these small trunk C road, they are not asking you to tar them. Just once in a year or twice a year, just take the grader there, grade it. For me, that is what government should be doing. Get a gang of road patchers. Just road patchers. Look, I was watching a video in one of these Asian countries recently. What they did was they have this asphalt that are in this. They did them like cement bags. When they get to that pothole, they will just tear the thing. It's asphalt that's inside like cement bag. They will just cut it, put it into that hole. They will use their vehicle to run up and down. They patch it, they move on. It's 1 foot. In fact, it's an order that no pothole should go more than 1 foot. Except just one ruler before it is mended. But here they won't do it. Until it can occupy you need to go on that road. If the governor of Oyo State should travel this Olodo, Monoton, that axis towards Iwo, if you travel there and you are a governor, you will shed tears. The last time I went there, this last week, 2 vehicles, their wheels got pulled off in my presence. They were going before me. The one, boom, when I was going. When I was coming back, another one, boom. Those 2 vehicles were stranded on the road because of bad road. The front wheel got pulled off, 2 of them, the same day. So tell me, what kind of governance are we doing? It's only when we want to, second anniversary, fire brigade, everybody is passing the road in the metropolis. No. We should go over and above all those tiny way of celebrating achievement.
We call it tokenism, giving people just a token to say we're here. Mark the attendance register.
People are not monkeys that you just throw peanuts to them or throw some banana at them. They are not asking for too much. Don't build big drainages. Build gutter that could to take care of the basic needs. Then you cannot begin to go on and on from there.
All right. You should know that you can engage the studios 070-55,000 949 or 080-97,000 949 070-55,000 949 and 080-97,000 949. Have you written those numbers? I'll take a very short commercial break, just 1 minute, and then I'll be back to open the phone lines. You can react to what the Chief Press Secretary said. You can react to what Mr. Adebi has to Mr. Adebi's reactions. So your own reaction will be a reaction to the reaction, all right? Right after this commercial break, stay with us.
32 FM 94.9.
ẹ̀yin tèmi ó dẹ̀ rọrùn fún mi láti máa ṣorin fún yín ṣùgbọ́n ṣé mo kó tó tún rọrùn fún mi jù láti ṣe àsopọ̀ NIN mi àti ẹ̀ka ìpè Glo mi mo lè mú ẹ̀rọ ìpè mi kí n sì tẹ *109*NIN# tàbí kí n pe 109 lórí ẹ̀ka ìpè Glo mi kí n sì tẹ̀lé àwọn ìfilọ́lẹ̀ rẹ̀ tí kò bá wù mí láti pè mo lè tẹ àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ NIN mi sí 109 mo lè kàn sórí glowworld.com/NIN pẹ̀lú íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì ayárabíàṣá mi tí kò bá sún mi tí ò rẹ̀ mí mo lè yà ní ẹ̀ka Glo World tó súnmọ́ mi jù tó bá dẹ̀ ti gbàgbé NIN rẹ̀ tẹ *346# láti rí gbà padà ẹlòmíì lè béèrè wípé tí n bá ní NIN pọ̀ kò burú Glo jẹ́ igi lẹ́yìn ọgbà ẹ̀ nítorí o lè yan fandawọ èyíkéyìí Glo World tó súnmọ́ ẹ jù kó sì ṣe forúkọsílẹ̀ ìrọ̀rùn ló bá dé má jẹ́ kán já ẹ̀ka ìpè Glo rẹ o nítorí àwọn àǹfààní tó pọ̀ sí ìpè àti dátà látọwọ́ Glo àti so NIN rẹ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ka Glo rẹ ó rọrùn gidi kò léwu ọ̀fẹ́ ni kò sì ní wàhálà rárá.
Glo Unlimited.
I just love Asha. Asha is a prophetess in her own right. This is Ilu by Asha. Bilu Obadun. Bilu Obatoro. That means if there is no peace, if there is no tranquility in the land, then you should ask those in government. So if your state is burning, you should face. If there are security challenges in your state, you should ask Sheyi Makinde. You should ask his advisors.
There's food crisis.
If there's food crisis, ask him. Then you can ask the president too. You ask the president, you ask the governor. You cannot blame the president without blaming the governor too. Because if we are saying the governor is not empowered, then what is the governor doing to rally governors like him and then mobilize members of the National Assembly to demand for powers to be devolved from the center? I mean, this thing, you just can't exonerate anyone, really, from all of these issues. 070-55,949 and 080-97,949. I personally believe a leader would do whatever it takes to protect his people, whatever, and whatever means whatever. 070-55,949, 080-97,949. First caller. You have 1 minute. Good morning.
Good morning, Pastor.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is
Tommy A. Brown.
Yeah. Good morning, the resource person, Mr. Adita. Sorry.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. My name is Tommy Brown. Please, I want us to be fair in our judgment. Somehow, some of us have been on the ground. Somehow, we've been around. And then we have known what has been happening in this state. Succeeding governments have been doing their best. But I must tell you, honestly, from my point of view, that the current governor, His Excellency Engineer Sheyi Makinde, within the 2 years in office, has done exceedingly well. Why did I say so? One, if you have been to challenge, all of us know what challenge is. If you go there now, you will see what challenge. You will not believe that this is the same challenge you have been with. Dugbe area, for instance, we know how the potholes around Dugbe, down to Queen Cinema and so on. We have seen this town. And I must say that 2 years is not that, it's a time, but I don't think that's sufficient for the governors would have covered those places. I mean, he's paying the civil servant. Money is flowing. Look at AGR has moved material from 1 point something billion over 3 billion. I mean, that's called for credit. I must say that's called for credit. So the only thing I know where we are having some challenges so far is the security. And I'm employing the governor this morning that he should stop at nothing. He should rest at nothing, ensuring that insecurity in the state is brought to a stop. So at least a bearable level. You can't eliminate insecurity, but at least to a certain level, you can bring it to bearable level. Whoever is standing on his way, he should get rid of that person and get the thing done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Tanya Brown. Okay, 070 55949 and 080 97,949. Those are the numbers to call to engage the studio. Yes. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Please, I want to remain anonymous.
Okay, go ahead.
In fact, I've never seen such a country in my life before. But this morning, hearing this analysis, I cry for myself. I cry for my country, Nigeria. I pray God deliver us.
Amen.
Have a good day.
Thank you. All right. 070 55949 and 080 97,949. You know, one of the things that beat me is the way politicians try to trivialize this thing. When you talk about national insecurity, they go for the president, hit him hard. When you talk about bring it down here. Now, people begin to find a way to say, no, it is exaggerated. It's not the way it is. And you wonder, is it not the same? Is it not the same environment where we live?
Yeah, that is it.
Where people can no longer stay out till 8 p.m. Once it is 7 p.m., everybody is trying to find a way to get home.
You know what?
And you are even inside the house, you do not have peace of mind.
You know, you see people say, Yoruba says, Omo lomo la ran ni sede toruto.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹnìkan ò jẹ́ rántí ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. You see, people are full of excuses. Like Mr. Tony Brown that just spoke a while ago. If you find out, probably he's living in one of those areas where the road network is so accessible for him. He's not thinking about those ones that we have to climb on almost a pole to get home.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Gabriel from Iluaje area, or your area.
Nice to have you, sir. Okay, that's the place they used to call Iluaje.
Yes, thank you very much.
Mr. Gabriel, you are calling from Iluaje. Good morning.
Yes, I'm calling from Iluaje, Republic of Iluaje.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Ajay is Ajay in the real sense of it. I read the story.
I want to commend the effort of the man that had just spoken. The issue is the roads you see that are having problems. They have been there before the arrival of Mr. Governor. That is number one. We have one here that is terribly affecting all the farmers. So even since the time of Ajimobi, nothing has ever been done up to this moment. We have maize in the farm. We don't have means of transporting them back to the market. We have a lot of produce here. We don't have a means of transporting them. Whenever we complain to the governor, we have written letters. We have done many things. So what they will tell us that if they are coming, and during this rainy season, it cannot be done, and they are constructing many bridges somewhere. Somewhere in Ibadan there. But the roads that lead from the villages to the towns, we are
from the farmlands to the town. Yeah.
So they are not doing anything about that. Please, can they help us to inform the government? Please.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gabriel. I can assure you that state government officials are listening. But quite a number of them are listening because we're having conversations. So let's hope that they pick that up and really get to it. Okay. Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Hello? Yeah, good morning.
Thank you. Please go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from?
No, I want to be anonymous.
Okay, fantastic. Go ahead.
Please, I just want to comment the effort of the state governor. The man is really trying. But the thing is, like, in Oyo State, it should not take us to the dark ages of all this NURTW. The insecurity of Oyo State is becoming unethical. We should just work towards it.
All right. Thank you very much. I can take another call. 070-55,949 and 080-97,949. Hello, good morning. We lost that. Please try again if you can. 070-55,949 080-97,949. Let me read from the... Okay, let's pick that call before I read from YouTube. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, can you move away from your radio set or you turn down the volume?
I've done that.
Okay, your name and where you're calling from?
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Okay, fine. It's a day for the anonymouses. Go ahead, please. 1 minute.
Thanks very much. If someone should have a good road, a good salary being paid to the civil servant of the state or the public service, fine, all well and good. But a situation whereby insecurity is affecting me to move from my house to my work of place. What can we call that? Is that a good governance? 1. 2, insecurity. For a guy calling from Ilora, Ilaje, insecurity moving their products down to the market or precisely to the main town. Is that a good governance? How will that affect the non-public servant people in the state? That is massive insecurity from the part of the government of the day. Accepting that, I accept it's our fault, is not the best. It's not the best.
Thank you.
As one of your commentators said, a leader will take the people to where they want to be. But a good leader will take people to where they ought to be. Kudos to our past governor.
Thank you. Okay, drop that. I mean, that final line says it all. Kudos to our last governor. Now, I mean, I get where the anonymous is coming from. You know, when you have APC, you have anonymous people. Okay, fine. Now, you see, he made a point which I love. The governor, you see, politicians are very skillful. The governor appears to have mastered this art of saying, I am sorry, so that you don't get flogged. You know, if you have a child, and then the day the child discovers the power in I am sorry, right, that child will become more petulant because he knows that once he says, I am sorry, you're going to let go, he's not going to get the stick. So the governor comes and initially this thing enamored people. It enamored people because we didn't have a governor.
Exactly.
I mean, the 8 years of Ajimobi would, I never heard him say, I take responsibility for this.
He would,
now, I mean, he would rather cover it with a lot of words and even
arguments.
Hit you people. But you have a governor now says, I'm sorry, I take responsibility. But you take responsibility every time. And lives are being lost.
That's a big one.
I have a message here. I wouldn't mention the name of the person. It's a valid argument, so I'm going to share it. The person says, look, it is important you call the police, DSS, NSCDC, NDLEA, and other security agencies out. They all have a constitutional mandate to curb crime. They get overriding directives from Abuja over those of the governor. Why are they not visible to be working? It appears they are working against the state. Now, I tend to agree with this argument. Okay. It's a valid argument.
Yes.
The security agencies are directly under the control of the commander-in-chief, who is the president. Yeah. The governor has no control over any of them. Now, if the president said, I told 2 southwestern governors to go and secure their states, to go and do what they should do. Now, you can say, the president is correct. He said it well. But then the fact is, the president himself, how much of these powers has he allowed through the National Assembly to be devolved to the state? So, but this is where I stand. If the governor has no control over the conventional security agencies, you have Amoteku. You say Amoteku does not bear arms. I'm coming to that. You have Operation Bust, which was what I asked the CPS, and you couldn't really hit it. What are you doing with Operation Bust? Operation Bust is yours. You fund them. It's a collection of agents from different security agencies, yes, but you fund them.
And prior to the Gogon attack, there were warnings.
There was, yes, you got security reports. Nothing was done. Now, talking about Amoteku not having firearms, how do the thugs that follow politicians acquire AK-47? How do they get the sophisticated weapons they use?
So
if there's a way you guys supply them, I'm not saying the governor does, but we know politicians do.
Of course.
How can't Amoteco also have a supply of this? And one more thing, which I told the person, I said, the governor should also clean up his space. To fight crime, you start from home.
Absolutely.
Dissociate yourself from people who are known criminals, people who have the thirst for blood, people who have a penchant for violence. And the governor knows where to start.
And see the way the press secretary tried to explain away
the video.
That speaks volume.
He stopped short of saying it emphatically that video is doctored.
You know, when you look at all those things,
they will tell you they are trying to ensure a balance of violence.
This is well.
All right, very quickly before I go, Adewale Rapture Kafar says, okay, good morning, Mr. Hezekiah. This blackout has now become a norm that needs not to be discussed, and we have a government. Anyways, we are with you, sir. Then he says again, well done, sirs. It's like Governor Abiodun Seyi Makinde is being carried away with the tip of the iceberg successes he had. This government should do something about the security and don't hide behind a finger. Bashiru Shodende says, currently, security problem pervades every nook and cranny of your state. Government must stop this ugly insecurity situation we are experiencing now. Okay. Adwale Kafra says, also, the new park in Challenge is not being used as it was purposely made for. Why would buses be outside the newly made park? And the reason for it is jeopardized nonchalantly. GSM is becoming too cold. He also says the chief press secretary is just beating about the bush because he doesn't want to commit himself. The statement of GSM is nothing but to remove the hooligans in parks as managers. Is he saying the videos are doctored? In that case, it's like we are into another problem that we thought we had conquered. Hooligans and park managers should be removed. Lives are God's, and he or she taking lives. Okay, Akobidare, let's be realistic. You are just downplaying this administration with your reaction, sir. The governor's rep that was on the phone was just patching an evidence scar. What you need, sir, is a magician. Then he says, I like the way you riled up the governor's rep on the phone. You didn't cower under his office and held your ground. Okay, thank you for that. The studio manager is kicking me out. Kayode Obisheso can be very terrible when he wants you off the microphones. He could turn it off if I don't go. So, Mr. Adebi, this is to say thank you for coming.
It's wonderful being here this morning.
Special thanks to my supervising producer, Tayo Ugwade, who made the facilitation of my guests possible. This is Hezekiah Akinrinde signing out this morning. Have a beautiful weekend and please stay out of trouble.
When the people became silent,
the government became oppressive. It's time to lend your voice to politics.
On 32 FM 94.9.
Show me your 32.